This presentation is brought to you by Smoooth Productions.
Welcome to another edition of your Wednesday Night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show.
Question is, did she subscribe?
Right.
I know she's down on YouTube.
Representing from the Boondocks. What up, Jobo?
Hello, what's up? Happy Wednesday.
What up? She repping her Hey Sister Soldier look right now. Everybody give it up for Bunny. What's happening, Bunny?
What up? Happy hump day.
T-Bone, what's going on, brother?
I'm back, and I don't know about better than ever, but I'm back.
What is going on, party people? It is your Wednesday Night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. I am your boy Smooth. I think that may be on a highlight reel tape. And we're glad that you are tuning in live along with the millions
And millions
of the platform sports talk show fans on once again your Wednesday Night Sports Delight.
Really?
Or
Brinks truck backing up in his driveway with
There you go.
97 million. There you go.
all you hear is this.
Always somebody who's doing something to give back and letting the next generation.
Say straight.
Have me syrup on here.
Come on now, don't have me tear up. You know I get emotional.
But people watching around the world, no pressure. And we already have our favorite fan, Ms. Williams, saying welcome, Brandon.
Well, how are you? Hi, Ms. Williams.
A guy who tried to give it his all and put on for the city, to be truthful. Because like I said, I'm St. Louis die hard.
The views of Smooth does not reflect the Platform Sports Talk Show or its sponsors.
What is happening, everyone's? It is your Wednesday Night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. I am your boy Smooth, and it's good to be back on your device, whether you watch it on TV or on your phone, or your tablet, your laptop, whatever it is. Thank you, and you for tuning in right now. Appreciate it. And also for those listening, maybe on Hot 365 Radio, where it is always hot. Bam, there you go on the screen. So shouts out to the listeners tuning in right now. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. This is once again your Wednesday Night Sports Delight. Been going down for almost 8 years, y'all, consistently every Wednesday. And this is the I had to say the best sports hour or hours that you will have on a Wednesday night. So once again, thank you y'all for tuning in, and hope you all ready for another jam-packed show. Once again, I'm your boy Smooth, Mr. Go Ahead Den, and we're going to have a good time tonight. And before I do that, of course, I got to go ahead and plug everything else in, right? Make sure you give us a follow everywhere on social media. We are on Facebook, the Platform Sports Talk Show. We are on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 314 Sports Talk. We are also on IG. We live on that Instagram at Platform Sports Talk. And of course, go on YouTube, subscribe, and click on that bell. So anytime we go live, just like we are right now, you will be notified. If you know someone that would be an incredible guest, or you want to invite us to an event that's going down, of course, sports-wise, shoot us an email at platformsportstalkshow@gmail.com, and we'll make sure that we respond back to you and make things happen. As I said before, we on Hot 365 Radio, where it's always hot. You can download the app right now on iOS or Android. Just put in Hot 365 Radio. They also have the website hot365radio.com. They also have a Twitch channel, so you can see us. Twitch.tv/Hot365 Radio. And you can also catch the replay of our most recent show every Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. And also what is so cool is that if you have the app on your phone, your device, whatever, anytime you're about to go live, you'll get a push notification to let you know that, hey, get ready to tune in for the show. It'll go down every Wednesday before the show start and every Sunday for the replay as well. So get on that right now. I just saw the push notification and it's pretty dope. Every first Wednesday of the month, as y'all saw last week, is Ladies Night. Shouts out to the incredible ladies who love sports. Got some new additions and, well, a new addition officially and a returning member. Shouts out to the returning member, Perp. She's back on, and when I say she knows her stuff and she has a lot to say, and it brings a great dialogue. So shouts out to her. And the newest edition officially, my SA Dub, my wife, Jayance. She has been on the show a few times, made her appearances every now and then, sprinkling her ways every now and then, but officially she is on the Ladies Night panel. So more and more great conversations, great input, and a lot of great things going down in 2025. And for the Man Cave, shouts out to them where anything can go down. Shouts out to the fellas for always doing an incredible job, always having great conversations, and just making things happen on the Platform Sports Talk Show Network. I also need y'all to subscribe on YouTube for Smoooth Conversations. That is my non-sports talk podcast conversation show. Getting a lot of great stories told, shining a light on people doing amazing things all around the area and around the world. So it's great. Check it out. That's Smoooth Conversations. And when you put in Smoooth Conversations on YouTube, make sure y'all put in that third O. Because if you put in 2, you ain't going to find it. So make sure y'all put in 3 O's of Smoooth Conversations, and subscribe and click on that bell as well. So a lot going on with everything under Smoooth Productions umbrella. A lot of blessings, and just love to just do what I do and want to continue to make things happen. And tonight's show has scheduled to have a full panel this evening, but things happen, life happens. And so it just be me and the homie from the Boondocks, Joe Bo. What's going on with you?
Not much. Happy Wednesday, everybody. And as you can see underneath my name, pitchers and catchers. They are in Arizona, they're in Florida, and I am excited. We got the videos of the glove popping and the crack of the bat, and it's exciting. Even if you're a Cardinals fan, if you're a Pirates fan, whatever type of fan you are, it is exciting because baseball's back.
You said video, Joe. You talking about this one right here? Man, gotta love that feeling to realize that it's here. I love to see them videos pop up every day. Like, yes, that means it's about to get warmer. And once again, baseball is back.
Yeah, I didn't even see that video. I feel like I don't get the Cardinals stuff show up on my X feed as much as it used to.
So
but
this showed up. I follow their page on Instagram, and I subscribe to like their private messages. So that's how I got it. So I'm like, I got to go ahead and show this off because I just love to see those daily clips every day of the boys in Florida, or like you say, Arizona, and the sign of knowing that spring is right around the corner and baseball is here. So I'm giddy. I'm giddy.
Same, I mean, it's like just even just a little videos of the of them just walking in and saying hi. It's not even just the Cardinals; it's all the teams. Like I saw Grayson Rodriguez for the O's. Him walking into camp and Adley Rushman. It's exciting. Again, it doesn't matter because everyone always says whether you're going to be good or not, and you know it deep down, it's still exciting. And once the year starts, there's 162 games. Anything could happen, and like you feel like, oh, we could possibly be decent this year, and then obviously it goes down or whatever. But it's still just it's promising feeling, and it's a lot of different faces you're seeing in that video. The players don't actually report, I think, until like Sunday. So obviously, you didn't see Arenado there, which we'll get to, but I don't know, just seeing Tink Kentz and Victor Scott and Jordan Walker, Pedro Pajes, Ivan Herrera, it's just different. We're not saying the usual names that we're usually saying. So, it's intriguing and interesting, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said, we'll get into some baseball talk very soon throughout the show. Go to the comments, and our favorite fan, Miss Dub, is in the building.
Hi, Bo. I love that she does that. And I'm looking at the keyboard. J and B aren't next to each other, so I think she does it purposely, and I'm fine with it. So I messed up. Happy Pitchers and Catchers Report Day. It's exciting times.
Yeah, definitely is. So now we saw the video in regards to the weather out there, which makes it suck that we're going through this right now.
Wah,
As
wah.
as you see, this is a live shot of outside the back porch, and yes, you got some white stuff, and it should be gone hopefully very soon. They said they might have some more accumulation. We will see, but hopefully this would be like the last. Okay, you know what? I'm done with winter before it gets warm outside. I'll give you a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and go back to our regular scheduled programming. So let's hope for the best, Jobo. Let's hope for the best. That's all we get, and that's it.
I hope so. I've been so like last year, the day after the Super Bowls, when I had the interview for my job that I'm at now, and then I started in early March. And I
Wow.
remember when I found out I got the job in early March or late February, it was a lot of snow outside. So I'm hoping that does not happen again. That's why today didn't surprise me. But yeah, just no more snow. I know the groundhog or whatever saw it shadow or whatever the heck the myth is, and that's supposed to mean more winter, but I don't want it. I don't want it, and I just want it to be springtime and at least springtime. I need it to be like 50s, 60s at least. I'm
Yeah.
tired of that stuff.
I mean, I'll take what we had maybe about a week and a half ago, a couple of days, it was like 60 here, 70 there. Like, let's go. And just got this update. Cardinals and Arenado at a stalemate. He is set to report at spring training as a team, as you was going to say later on, is still looking for a trade partner. So it's a matter of time. It's going to happen. I don't see him being on the team to even play a spring training game. It's going to happen. Now he may have to come report to spring training just to get his work in, but I definitely do not see him playing the game, and most definitely do not see him starting on the opening roster playing with the Cardinal bird. The Cardinals on the bat and everything. I don't see that happening.
I don't know. It's, I mean, about a month or so ago, I was like, I think he's still gonna be here. I don't know what that was. Like a month ago, though, I was like, oh, I think he's still gonna be here, come opening day. And then, especially after the whole he nixed the Astros trade, and then I don't know. It's just if the Cardinals aren't gonna eat a lot of money, I just don't see it happening. Uh, but it all really just depends when Alex Bregman's gonna sign and where he's going to sign. I did not expect Alex Bregman to still be a free agent on February 12th. Last week I mentioned Alex Bregman and Pete Alonso, and then we got off the show and Pete Alonso re-signed with the Mets. So maybe this week, we'll talk about it, and maybe Breggy will sign somewhere, and hopefully it's not the Cubbies. But it's just I don't know. That's just he's a Boris client, and I just don't know, what else he wants. He's gotten reportedly his 6 to 7 year offers, and he's gotten offers of lower years with opt outs. So I'm not exactly sure what else he's waiting for, but if he doesn't sign with Boston, I think that's where Nato goes. If Breggy signs with Boston, I don't know where Nato goes. I really don't, because I don't really see him fitting with. I mean, I could see him fitting with other teams. I just don't see anything else happening. Like, Yankees are said to, they're not going to budge on, what they want to eat money wise. I don't know who else is out there, that is legit. Dodgers don't have room for the guy. So I don't know. It's just been a weird off season of the Cardinals in general. Of we had Mo's words, priority 1, 2, and 3 was to trade this guy. And he's gonna probably be there this weekend, in Jupiter, wearing Cardinal red and this and that. So hopefully it's just that awkward. Everyone says it might be awkward, but he's a professional and he knows they've been trying to trade him, so who knows?
Yep. Oh, you know what? I just realized for some reason we're not showing on YouTube. Let me go ahead and get this added on because we got to get everything going right all around here. Let's see here.
Yeah, that would be bad. Not on YouTube.
Here we go. Now we're showing on YouTube as well.
There we go.
Okay. I just got words. I got to do my thing real quick. There we go. So once again, for those watching on YouTube now, sorry about that. Thank y'all very much. I don't know why it didn't have YouTube already shown or selected, but we are on YouTube as well. As I said before, we are everywhere on social media. We on YouTube. We on Facebook. We on the X. We on Instagram. And you can also listen in on Hot 365 Radio. There we go. Yours truly, along with Joe Bo. And as she said before, pitchers and catchers is going down now. Spring training is here. We are excited, and we are excited for another great show. With that being said, let's go ahead and get right into our first topic. You now have my attention. I know we brought up spring training earlier, but outside of that, Joe Bo, was there anything else that had your attention?
No, I mean, I know we were talking about baseball. That was mainly, what I was thinking of. If we just stick like Cardinals related is, I'm intrigued about the rotation and the bullpen. What's the bullpen going to look like? I was telling Brennan's like, I don't know who the bench is going to be. Obviously, it's going to be Pajes. But other than that, I don't know who else is going to be there. Are we going to sign like we did last year, a Brendan Crawford type guy for a backup shortstop? Thomas and JC, I don't see him being on the bench if Nolan Arenado's here and he's not playing consistently. So I just don't know what our bench is going to look like. And then really just hoping that they stick to their word of we're going to let kids play. And I hope it's like, oh, we're starting off decent and they don't try to switch things up on us, like actually stick with the plan. That's the only way these types of rebuilds, retools, whatever work out is if you actually stick with it. So I'm just hoping they stick with their word.
Yeah, I'm also excited about it. As he brought it before about the youth movement, we have to see the youth movement. And that's why it's so important to have Arenado gone. So then you can have more of the youth playing without worry about playing time. I do see JC coming off the bench, being that utility guy. I did listen to an article by Derek Gore today about Ivan Herrera and how he spent the wintertime. He didn't decide to choose Pujols' the Dominican Republic team. He went to an actual pitching drill lab.
Drive line.
Yeah. So he wants to increase his accuracy and his arm speed, which is, of course, his biggest flaw. Mm-hmm. And I love that because he doesn't want to have a flaw in this game. He knew that the book was out on him all last year, that you can walk on him and he would not throw you out. And he wants to make sure, and that's what I've always liked about him. Even when I saw him coming up in the minor leagues, he had that fire. He just didn't have the arm to back it up. Like he had the offense, but he didn't have the arm to back it up. He has the fire where you could tell he wants to be that dude, but he doesn't want to be the dude where he's only good for just one thing. He wants to be that dude where, oh, go ahead and run on me. Go ahead and try and get gunned out. And if he does that, Joe, then we're set for a long time behind the plate because he already has the offense and he has some speed. Not sure how long that'll stay, as the years go by as a catcher because of them knees. But if he hones in like he is right now in the offseason and comes into the new year and people are scared to run against him, we are solid. And as you said before, having Hayes right behind him, he's a great backup catcher who can make plays as well, who can call a good game, a great game, from what I understand, from what his peers have been saying. So it's very exciting.
They also got Jimmy Crooks, who say Herrera doesn't work out. That's he's got a bat and he's got a good arm. So we're pretty set with the catcher position right now. And if we need an emergency fourth catcher, then we could just, have the guy that we paid $85 million to be the catcher of the future for the Cardinals, who's now our first baseman, Wilson Contreras. But I think we're pretty set with catching right now. And I see like teams like Boston, like, their fan bases are saying like, why don't you guys, you don't have to eat all of Nato's contract, but throw in Herrera and Helsley. Like, get out of here, like,
Right.
and then they're still not going to give us anything. But yeah, it's exciting, with guys like Herrera.
Yeah. Quinn Matthews, I've listened to, of course, 101 ESPN, and their TMA is live at Jupiter, and they've been having interviews with players, and Mo was on the show today, but Quinn Matthews was on recently, JJ Retherholt, Tink Hintz, Ryan Helsley was on there, Luke Baker. So just hearing them guys talk, it just has me excited. A lot of people, and I said this before on a past show, but a lot of even national media talking about how the Cardinals have not signed a free agent, have not made a big trade. Now they did get a guy from the Twins last week, one that's like under the radar type thing, but they were pretty much preparing as if they're going to trade Arenado. That's why they got him. But I don't have a problem with them not bringing in big name free agents unless coming to the season, the bullpen is an issue. Then you got to address it. But that shows to me that they really want the guys they have on the team now, this youth movement, to show up and shine. So I don't have any expectation in regards to them getting a big free agent or making a big trade like everybody else in the world is. I'm good because it's showing me that they're trying to be a man of their word by allowing the guys on the team to show up and say, you know what? Y'all been saying y'all ain't been getting the playing time. You've been saying you have the opportunity. Well, the opportunity is here. We're not going to go outside and look somewhere else. We're going to use Big Guy here, and let's see what you about. Secondly, something else I want to bring up before I forget. I keep hearing great things about the hitting coach, Brent Brown. I hear that he's different, and he is someone that Jordan Walker already said he's seen a dramatic improvement already. Nolan Gorman, if he can get those guys and others, of course, to maximize their potential, we're going to be a scary team to face. And I really hope that his skills as a hitting coach comes into play and he brings something different in which everyone can be aligned with him and believe in him and good results can show. Because if that happens, man, I'm telling you, now I know it's a lot of ifs, and that's what spring training is all about for real. There's a lot of ifs, but if this can really happen where he can really maximize these guys' potential, and going back to Contreras, yes, he's at first base. Yes, we know he's signed to be a catcher, but we know he's had a hard time staying healthy being a catcher, and that's why he's really on first base. If he can play 150 games, I even say 145 games and start those games, he should have a great season because he's been doing great when he's healthy. He's like MVP caliber when he's healthy. He just has to remain healthy. So once again, it's another if. So a lot of things have to go right. Is this the year that it possibly can? We shall see.
Yeah. With the like Contreras and stuff at first, I guess the only thing, and I've heard Katie Wu talk about it on Cards Territory, and I do tend to agree with her on this, is just we're gonna have better offense this year. It may not be like hugely improved, but I do think it's gonna be slightly better than it was last year. And you've heard a lot of people say it with 83 wins a year ago. If Goldie and Nato had even remotely close to the year before with 23 when they weren't even still that great, we're probably a playoff team. We're probably a wild card team, which is crazy to think about. And obviously Contreras was hurt twice last year, so that that hurt the offense as well. But it's a little scary, like, oh, what's the defense going to look like? Because whether Goldie was not an MVP last year, he was still a Gold Glove first baseman. He saved a lot of runs and errors and stuff at first base. So Contreras being there, there'll be a little bit of a change. If Nato's gone, Nolan Gorman. I know he came up as a third baseman, but what's that going to look like? So there's just some moving pieces. Newt Barr in center. Apparently that's not his best position, but Victor Scott didn't have a great center field last year either. Defensively. So the defense is something that could be a little worrisome. But again, this is a retool year. You got to see what you have, and if this is what's going to be in the future, you got to let it play out. Back to the free agency stuff, though, we are the last team now because the Marlins and the Brewers both made a major league move today, like signing. But a couple names I could see that they wouldn't prevent guys from playing. It would just be more of just kind of there for mentorship. Is one, like in the bullpen, just because we're missing Kittredge. I think Kyle Finnegan would be amazing, but he would be amazing for any team, especially a competing team. To be a setup man for Helsley. But then, like, offensively, Jose Iglesias. Why not? Like, just a little, oh, you're going to be a backup to Mason Wynn. You can do Mark Canha or Kevin Pillar in the outfield. They're just older guys, and Mo said he wants a right-handed bat. So those are guys that I can think off the top of my head for free agents. But I mean, if we don't, then we don't. We got a decent amount of pitching depth right now, which is weird to say because you couldn't say that in years past. And as for the, for the offense, you just kind of just throw some guys out there, I guess.
And as I said before, probably about a month ago or so, I think I said last time something isn't right. If he isn't, I'm going to change that up and say everything will be right in the world, and we know that he's doing his job if Jordan Walker is batting top 4 in the lineup every day. That means that he has really got it, and he's ready to take off and be that guy on the team. If he's batting top 4, that means great things are going on with him and that team. So I hope to see that. And then, like you said about Newbar, if he's playing center field, no shade on him, but that would be not good for the team. That means that once again, Arenado is still on the team, and he's causing blockage from Gorman, which is going to affect Donovan, which is going to affect Newbar, which is going to affect Siani or Scott. And I think Siani, he improved. People don't talk about this a whole lot, but he improved throughout the season. At first, he was he up the bat, he's an easy out. He steadily improved by the each month going in until he got hurt. Then he came back, he still was improving along with Victor Scott. He had his he came up last year, opening day, struggled. Then he finally found it, and he started getting making contact, hitting home runs, getting on base more. So if those two guys can man center field together, we're good. We shouldn't have to see Newt Barr play center field. It reminds me of Now I know Burleson has done a better job in the outfield. He lost weight and everything, but the whole thing is that if we have to see him out there, that means that someone else didn't do their job. You know what I'm saying? So, or someone else is holding this spot that, like an Arenado, is holding the spot still, knowing that we're trying to get rid of him.
I mean,
So,
I could see like if say they do trade Nolan and Gorman's at third and you consistently play Donovan at second,
mhm,
then you're gonna see you're probably gonna see Burley here and there in the outfield. I think you'll see him in the outfield regardless, but obviously it's probably gonna go Newt Bar, Scott / Siani,
and
and
Walker.
Walker. But I don't think Burley is gonna be a DH 162. Herrera's gonna be that sometimes. Wilson's probably gonna be that sometimes. They'll probably even give that to Donnie a couple times in Gorman. So I mean, there's gonna be times I do think you're gonna see Burleson in the outfield, which is fine as long as he's not your everyday left fielder.
Right, right. See, so that's my thing, is that he shouldn't be the everyday, everyday outfielder. That's the main thing. Because if he is, then that means someone didn't do their job, or just something just isn't right.
A
So
lot of injuries or something.
yeah, so that's so far our talk with the St. Louis Cardinals. In regards to what has my attention, a couple things. The last time we had this show, I was hesitant to talk about it because they came off of a bad stretch of basketball. And then I thought about it again, like, should I bring it up tonight after this had a 2-game loser streak? But I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. The Missouri Tigers, under Coach Dennis Gates, his third year on the team, they are top 25 in the country. They are right now at number 21. Oh, no, I'm sorry, number 20. They played tonight against Oklahoma. This team can make it to the Sweet 16. This is a team that can make it to the Sweet 16. And when you get to the Sweet 16, anything is possible because it's all about the matchups. And I love the fact, because we all know with the NCAA tournament, all neutral sites, so you ain't got to worry about playing in a hostile environment at this team's hometown or whatever it is. It's a neutral environment. And this team is they're deep. They have the shooting, they have the leadership, they have athletic guys, something that I've been looking tall, athletic, big, strong guys, something that I've been waiting to see Mizzou have, which I'm hoping eventually SLU gets into, that they get better athletic, taller, like 6'7", 6'8", possible 7-foot athletic bigs that can dominate in the paint. Mizzou has that, and they have the perfect mix and blend of guys to go deep in March, and I'm hoping that happens. Now, once again, they had a bad 2 stretch of games. They just lost against Texas A&M, and then before then they lost against I forgot who the team was. The tip of the tongue right now, but Tennessee. 2 games that they could have won. And they didn't. They slipped up. But hopefully they learn from the lesson from the last 2 games, and the rest of the way going forward, they continue to show why they are one of the best teams, not just in the SEC, which is probably the best basketball conference, y'all. Yes, I said it. It's probably the best basketball conference in all of college basketball. And you know how that goes. If you play in the best conference and you're doing what you're doing, because Mizzou is like top 4 in the SEC, I believe, or top 4, top 5, then that says a whole lot for your strength of schedule and your resume going into the big dance. So shouts out to Mizzou on that. Next, of course, we all know about what happened with the big trade that went down with Luka and with AD. But Joe, did you know that after his first game for the Mavericks, that Anthony Davis is now out, possibly weeks, maybe months? Is right now labeled as indefinitely.
I try not to laugh about it.
That has to be like the worst thing right now for Dallas.
I think the news came out during the Super Bowl, and I remember posting it in one of our group chats, and I was just like, I seen it, and I just had to laugh. Like, I feel bad laughing, but I can't because it's and it was another, I think it was another non-contact injury.
It was.
So the dude is glass. I don't get it. So, yeah, you got to feel for the for Dallas fans, and then their ownership is kicking people out of games for just saying boo about their owner, or just all kinds of stuff. So it's just it's a poop show there, and it's bad. It's bad.
And that's why I was so shocked that the trade happened, because even before the trade, he was already out for a few weeks because of the same exact injury that he's going through right now, which is a abductor strain. So when he got traded, he was already on the injury list.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I was so shocked that the trade even happened, because my wife and I, we was watching something on TV late, I think Saturday night. I look at my phone, I'm like, what? AD got traded for Luka? I'm like, are you serious? And like I said, I knew that AD was hurt during that time, because he had a great stretch of games for the Lakers. He was scoring like 30-something points, 40-something points, getting 20 rebounds. He was dominating, but then he got hurt. And then what he do the very first game?
He had a hell of a game. He just got hurt.
An amazing first half. Like, he already had like 30-something points. Like, he was dominating, and then what happened? A non-contact injury, and now he could be out weeks, possibly a month or two or more. Who knows? So I'm like, man, I know Dallas is pissed. And the Mavericks play LA, I believe, next week in LA. So, woo! No, yeah, either next week or in 2 weeks. But so I'll be tuned in for that game. I know that for sure. But I was like, man, this is crazy. I'm gonna check right now and see their schedule. The 25th. Excuse me, the 25th. The Mavericks come to LA, and that's to be a crazy, crazy game.
Yeah, that's brutal. I know Luca was on the what do they call it in basketball? IL, IR, what do they call it?
The injury list.
All right, so I know he was on the IL as well whenever, the trade happened, but he's back. I think he had a decent game the other night, his first night, and had Luca shirts all over the place, so they made him feel right at home. But yeah, that's just crazy. I feel bad for the guy, but man, it just, what do you do?
Injury prone. And real quick, going back to the beginning of the show, when I said that we had planned a full deck of cards in regards to a panel, we want to, on behalf of the Platform Sports Talk Show Network, give our condolences to Bunny. She lost her grandmother over the weekend, and I know how personal and the connection that Bunny and her grandmother had, and that's why she's not on the show this evening. So prayers up to Bunny at this time. And then we had planned Sadal to be on as well, but due to, I think, maybe the storm, the snow, the sleet that came down, his area is without internet at this time, so he may not be on. And then Mario, he was scheduled to be on as well, but he's going through some personal issues. So just want to give prayers up to all three at this time. Everything goes better for them, and have them back on next week. But continuing on, going back to this trade deadline, Joe, you talked about how bad you feel for Anthony Davis. I feel bad for this dude right here, Dennis Schroeder. So in a span of 24 hours, he got traded within 4 different teams. He was playing for the Golden State Warriors. Then he got traded to Miami, part of that Jimmy Butler deal. But then he got traded as one of the pieces to Utah. After Utah waived him, then he signed with the Detroit Pistons. So all this happened in a span of 24 hours. Can you imagine going through that, Joe, where you are you're told to go to Miami, then you're supposed to pack, you're supposed to get ready to go to Utah, and then you get released, and now you're going to Detroit in a span of 24 hours. How crazy is that?
No, that's wild. And you would think that either like Golden State or Miami kind of like knew how this was gonna go to where, because I mean, like when players get traded, I know their families don't up and move right then and there. You know, it's a process, but I mean, come on. I'm assuming the guy's probably got a girl and some kids, and like what? That is insane. It's not just him going through it, it's his whole freaking family. Like his mom probably like bought a Heat jersey and it's like, oh no. Like
Wait a
that,
minute.
that is insane. Speaking of the Heat, has Jimmy Butler played a game yet?
He's been playing a couple of games now for Golden State. He is looking locked in. Still learning the playbook and everything. But I think Golden State they are 2-0 since having Jimmy Butler. So I think it's a good fit for him because of the way he plays, his style. He don't take no mess. Him and Draymond should be in good hands with each other, and they can. It gives Steph Curry another option because teams would double team him. They'll try to just rough him up and give him a hard time. Now you got someone like Butler that can help him, and as long as he's healthy, because he's had some injuries too. But as long as he's healthy and his mind is right, which he just recently signed an extension already with Golden State, so he's going to be there for a couple years now. I think Steph Curry got a good running mate with him that can help him out, especially going to the playoffs, which I do see them now with Jimmy Butler. I do see them getting into the playoffs, which we'll talk about more next week on the main show. But yeah, Dennis Schroeder, woo, man, tough. But also, Sadar brought this up. He said rumors were speculating this about 3 weeks ago. He was like, rumors were speculating that Marshall Faulk may join Prime in Colorado, and it was official last week that he is now the running backs coach for Coach Prime and the University of Colorado, and this is a huge get. And every running back who considered going to Colorado, who's like in high school or in a transfer portal, they probably like, oh man, I gotta go to Colorado now. So you might see the best of the best running backs going to Colorado, because if you can learn anything from this man right here, you're going to be good. Because now we all know from the glory days from the St. Louis Rams, when that man touched the ball, whether it was via handoff or as a wideout, he was elusive, and he just had a knock for great vision, not getting hit hard all the time, and just being the guy. So he's gonna when I say he's going to really help out those young running backs out there in Colorado, that's a game changer. So I look forward to seeing what he's going to bring to that squad.
Yeah, I guess Prime's not going to the NFL.
Now, he already said that he and Sidal said this too. He's just not that kind of guy for the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He feels that his impact is on young men. And if y'all haven't been watching, because everyone wants to dog him out for what he, left HBCU and, doing what he's doing in Colorado, but his whole entire team had like a 3.0 and above GPA. Like they don't highlight that all the time. They just highlight Coach Prime and the antics or whatever, they want to say. But he makes sure that these men are that everyone on this team, no matter what class they're in, they have to sit in the front row of each class. You have to be present. You can't miss school. He's getting these guys to become not boys but men. So it's not just on the field, it's off the field too. So I'm loving everything that I'm hearing, and the guy that he's bringing in Colorado is truly amazing. So just shouts out, to Coach Prime and what he's doing in Colorado. Mm-hmm. So going from college to the NFL, congratulations to the Super Bowl champs, the Philadelphia Eagles. What a game. Had an incredible Super Bowl watch party. this past Sunday. Great turnout. We had a great time. The issue is, Joe, is that the team that the Eagles played, I have no idea who that team was.
Yeah, that was don't get me wrong, I enjoyed every minute of it, but that was weird to watch. Like,
It was.
I mean, shoot, how many times did Patty Mahomes get, I mean, sacked, and he barely got anywhere the first half. They barely moved the ball, and
Early.
Travis Kelsey looked like he had a major concussion going into the game or something. He looked awful. One guy that really stood out was Xavier Worthy.
Right.
2 touchdowns in his first Super Bowl. That was, especially there at the end, I was like, go get you some. Go get you some. It didn't matter, but it matters to him that, he's going to have 2 touchdowns in the biggest game of his life, so that's awesome for him and his mom and stuff. But I mean, again, I'm happy that they lost, but it was really weird watching because that's the first time I think they said since the Broncos game, Broncos Super Bowl in 2013, where it was just like, this is awful, like.
Same thing I said to Sadar. I said, man, this is as bad as the Seahawks and Broncos game.
Mhm.
When we thought it was gonna be a high scoring game, like we thought this past weekend, but no. And as my old coach used to say, Mr. Travis Watkins, Coach Watkins, he would say, offense wins games, defense wins championships, and that's exactly what happened. Everyone was talking about Saquon. Oh, he gonna run crazy. He didn't even have to, and he did. Wait a minute.
Oh,
Hello there.
Hi.
There we go. Can you wave? Can you wave? Hey. There we go.
I'll be up when I'm done, okay? All right, love you.
Love you.
Oh, big sis right there.
Yep.
But yeah, going back, Saquon didn't even have to do anything. That's how dominant the Eagles defense was, and even to this moment, I'm still just shocked, y'all. Because my wife, she's still hurting.
What are you talking about? She just had her Eagles gear on right after the fact.
she had it on after the fact, but she's still hurting. Like I said, I didn't mind if the Eagles won. Yeah, I've been saying as long as 15 is healthy and is playing, I got the Chiefs. But they just didn't have no answer to the Eagles defense, which I know now. Well, not I know, but which the Chiefs have to focus on improving the O-line.
Mm-hmm.
That has to be the number one focus, is they have to improve the O-line. Now, because we are a sports talk show, I have to ask this question. Will this loss that the Chiefs just suffered, has this changed the whole trajectory in regards to next year and future seasons? Meaning that, okay, they had this loss, now teams are going to hone in, and now you may not see the reign that the Chiefs have had, or they're just a blimp on the radar screen, and you'll see the Chiefs go back to another Super Bowl and eventually win again. What are your thoughts on that, Joe?
I think it's more so as a blimp in the radar, we've seen what they've done the last handful of years. Patrick Mahomes is still in his 20s. I think I've read that they're going to have a lot more money to work with this offseason. Yeah, it's probably and should probably go to the O-line more importantly. But also, I mean, they can go out and get someone, especially if this is a big if, but if Kelsey retires, then that's been one of Patrick Mahomes' dudes his whole career, that he goes to. So
Right.
I don't know. I can see them being right back either in the Super Bowl or championship game next year. As Tom Brady, whenever he was in the league, there's some teams that he didn't have many options to throw to, and he still would make it to the Super Bowl. So I don't see it being any different for Patrick Mahomes moving forward. They still got, I mean, Xavier Worthy, he's a stud, and I don't know what their offensive weapons look like now, but I mean, like, Hunt and Hopkins, and I just feel like they've had a couple guys that they could go to. I can never say the guy's name, Pacheco.
Yeah,
Um, so he has options. It's not like he's not throwing to anybody or to nobody. He's got guys that are good, but maybe they go out there and get one of these big free agents that are going to be out there this year, and then just improve the offensive line. But that's probably their main priority.
yeah. For me, I also see this as a blip. It was like, hey, you know what? Super Bowl was just one game. Yes, it was a big game, but Mahomes is that kind of person, that kind of athlete that, okay, you know what? This one stung. I'm going to make sure that this doesn't happen again. That's the kind of person and player I feel that he has been. You saw what happened when he lost against Buccaneers, and then the very next year, they won. They all of a sudden two in a row, whatever it was. He's the kind of guy that I don't see the same thing happening over and over again. You fool me once, okay, that's on me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see him going back to the following season, and they just fall off. They still have the weapons as you was asking earlier. Even if Kelsey ends up retiring, I feel they'll still find a way to make things happen. Because first they'll get younger in regards to the tight end spot, and Travis Kelsey. If you saw some clips, you could tell that he doesn't have that same youthful jump off the box, look to him like he used to. So hey, great things don't last forever, but I don't see this being the end of the great things that Mahomes and the Chiefs have been doing. It's just a blip, and I think we'll see them right back again next year. And of course, the world gonna hate it again. But that's what happens when you deal with greatness, is that everyone loves when you come up and you start winning. But then once you start winning, then all of a sudden I'll be getting sick of you. So that's what greatness does to people. So I don't see it as oh, well, you know what? That's the end of their run. It's a wrap. No, I do see them coming back and improving in areas that were very flawed. So, but with that being said, um, I can't say great game because it wasn't. It was a very shocking game that happened. Your quick thoughts on the halftime show, because there was a lot of thoughts on social media. A lot of people saying this, a lot of people saying that. But what was your thought on the halftime show?
No matter who's going to be out there, I don't know why I'm echoing now, but no matter who's out on the stage for the halftime, there's going to be half of the world that loves it and half of the world that hates it. That's just how it goes.
Right.
It's like, I feel like it was kind of like Rihanna 2 years ago, where there wasn't much going on with it, but I still enjoyed it. All the songs were great. My sister and my aunt and my cousins were, rapping along the whole time. And, but yeah, I liked it. I just think, you know, people just find things to complain about all the time, and it's always going to be like that. So, but I was thrown off by seeing Serena. That was cool, and it threw me off it threw me off for a second. There's one thing I will say is, I think, and I've seen someone else say this on social media. I feel like we just had a year long of a diss track, and then the whole halftime show was pretty much a diss to Drake still, including Serena. I didn't know that Serena used to date him. But I don't know. So I was kind of just like, man, this thing's been going on for over a year now. But I mean, it was still a good show. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I have no complaints. What I say, it was the best halftime show ever. No, it was not, but it served its purpose. It wasn't like, oh man, it wasn't nothing. Oh, it didn't mean anything. No, it served its purpose. And for those who truly love hip hop, love symbolism, that's what he brought to the halftime show. You have to get it. If you don't get it, it's gonna go above your head, and you're gonna think, "Oh, this was boring," or I didn't get this. Oh, this was whack. Oh, you should have had this and that. Whatever. Yeah, that's just how some people think. And as you said before, Joe, you can't please everyone. You know what I'm saying? If you could please everyone, then everyone wouldn't be the same person. You know what I'm saying?
You can bring Michael Jackson back from the dead and put him up there and have the world's greatest show ever, and people are still gonna complain about it. That's just how the world is. You know, I mean, I don't know how to fix that. You can't, but yeah, I mean, everyone's gonna have their own opinion on everything. And but yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it, liked the songs, and it was a good show. I thought.
So I will say, because I think last year it was Usher, year before that it was Rihanna,
I think that was Rihanna. Yeah.
and then before that that was when it was the West Coast thing, Snoop Dogg, Mary J, all of them. I would like to see in the nearby future, I'm gonna say these three artists between Chris Brown, Bruno Mars, and T-Pain. I would love to see those three eventually
T-Pain
hold.
already said he would not want to do it.
He said it at first, but then he said after he saw the Kendrick Lamar, he was like, "Well, maybe I can." So he changed his mind up. I saw that stream. Well, I ain't see the whole stream, but I saw that clip. So he was kind of like, "Okay, well, maybe I can," because he got hits. And he's a true performer too. And I think that he'll incorporate same thing with Bruno and same thing with Chris Brown. Is that they would incorporate more of live bands.
Yeah, Bruno, I think out of those three is who I would like to see again because I know he's been on the stage before. That Broncos Seahawks one, that was the only good thing about that game in 2013 was Bruno Mars. That's still probably my top three favorite halftime shows. The last 20 years, I guess. But someone I think would be cool, and I think it's because he would appeal to white people, black people. If you like country music, you like hip hop, you like pop music, is Morgan Wallen. I think he would put on a really good show. He is a country artist, but he works with people like Jelly Roll and Post Malone. Posty would be cool to see too, honestly. But I think Morgan Wallen would be a really cool one to see. If you guys don't know who he is, look him up. He's got some really good music. But other than that, I'm not with the times anymore with music. I listen to podcasts or I watch baseball stuff. So I don't really know who would be good these days, honestly, besides going back and doing another Beyonce or another Bruno Mars, and then we're just repeating everything at that rate. So I don't know.
Yeah. But and the Super Bowl next year goes down in San Francisco, home of the 49ers. What should I say? More so Santa Clara, where the 49ers play. So that's where the Super Bowl will be next year, and it'll be on NBC/Peacock.
I don't know why I thought I saw someone on X say it was in Kansas City next year, but
Oh
maybe
no!
they're just making that up.
Oh yeah, they're making it up.
I
Yeah.
was probably a Chiefs fan because they want all the attention.
And then plus the NFL, after they tried it that 1 year in New York, they're not going to choose a cold city, a cold Midwestern city, to have the Super Bowl. It's going to be down south or West Coast or someone laughed about that. Miss Dub laughed about your your Chiefs take with that. The Chiefs fan must have said that. But yeah, they're going to choose a dome or a warm weather city. They're not going to choose an outdoor cold weather.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, that's our football talk. Give us your thoughts in regards to the Super Bowl and and the halftime show as well. So give us your thoughts once again. Looked forward to an entertaining game. Unfortunately, it did not happen, but we still had a good time at the Super Bowl watch party. So shouts out to everyone who came on out to the TSC, and we had a great time. So let's get into the next topic, which is something that I've been looking forward to talking about for a minute now. And I brought this up in if we saw the promo. Hopefully you did. But our professional teams, the Cardinals, Blues, St. Louis City SC, and the Battlehawks. Do you feel that our professional teams are suffering through a identity crisis. I'll start off first with the Battle Hawks because I know, yes, they did just almost go to the championship game. But right after that, you heard of reports about AJ McCarron, who's been like the starter for 2 years, who I've said he's been okay. And Miss Dub, I know you probably had some thoughts too. And if Sadal is happens to be watching this, I said this for both years. He's okay, but I don't feel like he's is that guy to get them over the hump. He'll make plays, but he'll make that one or two plays that you'd be like, what the heck were you thinking? After the season is over with, the Battlehawks pretty much said, we done with you. And it was a whole issue going on with him and Coach Beck, which I hope we can get him back on the show very soon before the season starts, because I think they begin like next week in regards to training or whatever. But it seemed like it's just something that's missing from that team to get them over the hump, and especially when they had the opportunity last season, Joe. The championship game was in St. Louis. Mm-hmm. And my wife and I and baby girl, we went to the game against the Brahmas, not the conference championship, but the last game of the season, where they had to win that game to get to advance further to the playoff. And they did that. But then the following week, they played the same team again because, once again, it was part of the conference championship. And that's when the Battlehawks looked terrible and lost. And then the Brahmas end up winning the whole thing in St. Louis. So they stayed, well, not stayed, but they were in St. Louis for 3 weeks in a row. And they won a championship. So you have that issue there. And Miss Dub, I believe, probably going to say, yes, she agrees. He's okay, but not great. So now, St. Louis City SC, great first year. It was amazing. Shocked the whole world. Lost in the first round against KC. But then it's like all of a sudden, it all just came down. It got so bad that they fired the head coach after 1 year. And now they've gone over the last 2 years, they've gone through 3 coaches now. Because now they have a brand new coach. So it's like, what's going on there? What's happening with St. Louis City SC? Are they going to revert back to what they were their inaugural year? Or would this be what they had last year, in which they just had a terrible season? Or what? What's going on there? We don't know. We're going to find out very soon, because I believe they start very soon as well. Then you got the St. Louis Blues. Now, granted, Armstrong did say this could be a rebuild. But then the same token, just like St. Louis City SC, Joe, over the last 2 seasons, they've had 3 coaches. So
possibly a third captain, depending on what happens there.
Right. So it's like, my thing is, in regards to the Blues, did Craig Berube really deserve to be fired or let go? Because it looks to me, from the outside looking in, it never was the coaching. It's just the players that you have that you trusted, that you thought would be the guys. Wait a minute, it sounds like the Cardinals. Where you thought
I'm gonna let you finish, and then I'll do.
But anyway, you know what I'm saying? So you got that going on, and now they're trying to determine, well, is Robert Thomas really the guy that should be, that we should look forward to in the future, saying, okay, he's going to be our future captain, or he is the guy to depend on? Is it really Jordan Kyrou, even though he's having a better season this year? Is it, should Sheehan, like you brought up earlier, be the captain, or what's going on with this guy and that guy? And all this stems back from after they won a championship and you did not keep Petrangelo. It's been like a huge domino effect. So it's like, what's going there? What's going on there with the Blues organization? And then, of course, the Cardinals. We all know what's going on. You keep saying this, oh, the following year, the next year.
You know, you better make 2025 good because you know he's gone next year, right?
So,
I'm gonna need all the best Mo impressions this year.
well, and this is back in 2023. He was saying this. So I definitely feel that after this year, the next year is really when we'll start to take off again. And then 24, he'll say the same thing. Well, in 2025, I feel it's always been the same thing. It's supposed to be the next step. But then you say that y'all about winning, but then you don't want to get better players, or you put all your hopes, like the Blues, in certain guys in which you wasn't proactive to see what was happening before it happened, and now you're feeling the effects. Now you're stuck, and now you was hoping on having a full youth movement, and you were hoping that Contreras would say, "Oh, I'm gone," or Sonny Gray, "I'm gone," or Arenado, whatever. We're still working on that part. You were hoping that a lot of your veterans would say, you know what, I don't want to be part of a rebuild. And yet they said, no, I still want to be here. And you thought you had a trade earlier with Arenado. And he's like, no, I ain't going to that team, even though it is Joe's other team. So all these plans that you had that you hoped was going to happen, you're still stuck at where you were years back, for real. You're like, you got one foot in regards to being all in, then you got the other foot in regards to the rebuild. You're stuck in the same spot, and you've been stuck. And how long are you going to be stuck? And that's why I said before in the beginning how big and how important it is, no matter what it takes. If you got to eat money, do it. I'm sorry, because you did this. Y'all did this. Y'all did this. If you got to eat money to make sure Arenado is gone, so be it. Because that's going to be the huge domino effect in regards to if y'all really are about trying to be this or trying to be that. So once again, all four teams are some way, somehow going through this identity crisis situation. I laid it out there, Joe. Give everyone your thoughts.
Well, for the Battlehawks, I mean, I'm just enjoying watching whatever football we get in St. Louis because who knows when this one will be taken away, or something crazy in the world happens and it all disappears for a little bit. Knock on wood, hopefully that doesn't happen again. But yeah, for the Battlehawks, whatever, I liked what was our first quarterback?
Jordan Tomo.
Tomo. Okay, I love that guy. And then obviously the world ended, and then he's with someone else now. I can't remember who he's with.
Yeah, he's with Lord
Defenders or something, or I
God.
can't.
Yeah, the Washington Defenders.
Okay, so
Craig
yeah, yeah. So that sucked. Yeah, Craig Flagg's team. The real football team in Washington. Anyways, so then City SC first year, like you said, it was amazing. And then, you lost players. Apparently, I didn't know this going into MLS that, I guess a lot of people get traded and moved all the time because I felt like half our team, besides our goalie, is gone. A lot of new faces and whatnot. And like you said, we're on our third coach now. So I don't know what to expect from them. Again, it's another team, another sport that I'm happy that we have it. And it's something that we get to watch and cheer for. Going to the Blues. Oh my gosh, me and my friend at work were talking about the Blues and Cardinals last week or whatever, but like I get like Army told us that, we're going into a rebuild, but the last entertaining year we had with the Blues was 2021. Ever since then, I mean, it's going on 4 years now of we don't know what the heck our team is. We traded off everybody pretty much with the exception of Thomas and Cairo and Bennington and Pareko. So I don't know. I just kind of feel like we're still just stuck in the middle with the Blues because I feel like a rebuild with the type of talent we have on this team and coming up, it's taking a little bit longer than it should be. I feel like I don't want to be the Detroit Red Wings of hockey and constantly miss the playoffs over and over and over again, and that's what it feels like again. Berube, I think we could say, as long as I can remember, the Blues have always been a merry-go-round for coaches. I'm not exactly sure it's ever the coach's fault. It's probably all the players. I think part of Berube leaving was because of Cairo. They didn't get along, apparently. But I mean, I don't know. And just like the captains, we had Petro, and then it was O'Reilly, and then it was, who was it after O'Reilly? Did it go straight to Shen? I think so.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, and then Shen, and then and not because they want to trade him and this and that, but there's been talks as of last week of Braden Shen. Maybe he'll get traded, but with Braden Shen, he's got like 3 more years, and he's got a lot of money tied up to him. And it's not like baseball where you can just trade guys that have contracts attached to them. NHL has a cap, and it's harder to work around that. So I don't know. I mean, the Blues situation is just tough because you mentioned Pietrangelo, and I will die on this, is I think everything Mo has done in the last 5 to 6 years is nowhere near as bad as Army not bringing back Pietrangelo. I think that to this day is the worst St. Louis sports, like, non-signing, player-related type, non-move that there is. I really do. I think that is the absolute worst. Nick Pivetta signed with the Padres. Anyways, I got scared and thought Breggy was signing. But anyways, I just think that set the organization back years and years and years. And now Petro's name is on the Stanley Cup twice instead of the one time with the Blues. Our defense is old, and we're kind of just, cycling through players and seeing what we have, really. I've said on the show before, we do have guys like Dvorsky and it's a hard name to say, Snuggerud or Snuggerud or something.
Snuggerud.
Okay, they're supposed to be really, really good hockey players. That's exciting. But I think we have some decently good hockey players on our team now. It's not working out. And then there's the Cardinals.
Dun, dun, dun.
I just don't know. I mean,
oh man,
the last good, exciting year we had with the Cardinals was 22. And that was obviously because, Albert gave us a year to remember. But I don't wish this, but it would just make things easier. It's like, I wish we didn't bring him back in 22, because I feel like this would have been more of a head start. You know what I'm saying? Like that gave the organization a little bit of hope into 23 and 24. And obviously that did not work out as well, at all. But I've been saying for like 5 years, I wish this team would do a rebuild or retool. And now it's like, it's 5 years late. And now we're going to wait 2 to 3 more years until we're super competitive, hopefully. And it's like, man, so now I'm waiting 8 years altogether for this team to be super competitive. And we don't know if it's going to happen or not, And it is just crazy. It's like the Cardinals in the past, there's always those big names in there. Same thing with the Blues. And I can't say anything about the other two because, there's a lot of moving names every year. But I think of identity for St. Louis sports, in years past, it was Yachty, Albert, and Waino, and hockey, it was Vladimir Tarasenko or Alexander Steen, Alex Pietrangelo. I mean, even showed Marshall Faulk up there earlier, like with football. And now, what is it? It's hopefully Mason Wynn and Jordan Walker in hockey, Robert Thomas, Jordan Kyrou, hopefully, going into the future. But it's like you don't really have those set faces of the franchises right now for all the teams in St. Louis. And so I don't know. The identity is up in the air for St. Louis sports.
Yeah. And not to get too much into politics, but it's even affecting that as well because they recently, aldermen couldn't even agree on how to use the Rams money. It got so bad that one alderman lady put out a tweet that another alderman came into the meeting drunk and whatever, and then she deleted it as fast as she could. But once you put something out there, it's
It's
out there
there.
forever.
Yep.
And then they had another meeting like weeks prior, and they cannot get to an agreement on how to spend money. So it's not even just the sports teams, it's just an issue with St. Louis as a whole, that there's just a huge identity crisis in regards to who are we, where do we go from here, how do we bring this back. And it's sad that this is going on in our city, a city that years back it was automatically, you knew, because this team was in St. Louis, it's going to be ran in a certain great professional way, winning way. And right now we are just under a bad cloud. You're seeing prominent businesses leave the area because they're scared of their building, safety concerns. You're not seeing the area revitalized like you're seeing in other cities like Indianapolis, like in Kansas City, like in Nashville. There's no feeling of, man, let's go downtown and just enjoy life out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's even bigger than sports. So right now, it's just sad that we really have this identity crisis because we don't have the right leadership to steer a new direction and be like, this has to change for the better.
I heard them talking about that on TMA, the alderman thing with the money and stuff,
Yeah.
and I can think of 3 to 5 things right now that they could spend that money on to make the city of St. Louis better and safer, but they just can't agree, and it's like, what's going on? Like, I don't know. It's not just here in St. Louis though. It's all over the place, and that's the sad thing. But we stay local to to this, and it's crazy. Like, who knows how many times we'll go downtown,
Exactly.
to like I want to go downtown, and like there's stuff Brendan hasn't done downtown that I want to show him that we used to do when we were kids. Like, the dude's never been to the Arch. I want to bring him down to the Arch and and do that stuff. But if you don't feel safe, or whatever, or the streets are just crap, and I mean, everyone, I don't go downtown, but I mean, everyone talking about how the last big ice snowstorm we had, I mean, shoot, you couldn't do anything. So
Yeah, and Miss Dub says part of the issue is that you have isolated pockets of entertainment venues, but no connection between it. Exactly, because like back in the day, it used to be a whole street where you could just club hop. You know what I'm saying? From one spot to another, everything connected. Boom, kind of like Beale Street. Where you just go from one place to another. Boom, boom, like in New Orleans.
Nashville's Broadway.
Like in New Orleans, Bourbon Street, you go one place, boom, to another, boom, boom, boom. Like she said, everything is so isolated, and once again, the safety. I mean, there's been times going to baseball games where I look at my truck as I'm walking the rate, and I gotta say a whole prayer to hope that my truck is still there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And what's crazy is, I think the last game we went to, Cardinals game last summer, we were walking out and we seen uh police lights on, but we didn't hear anything, nothing. Get home, and there was a shooting right there, and we didn't even know about it. We're just having, Mia and her friend are playing in the little kid area at Busch Stadium, and we're leaving, get in the car, we're like, oh, those police cars, because there was a shooting. And like, we didn't even know about it. Like, that's scary to think that you just go downtown just to enjoy a game with your kid, or without your kid too, and there's a chance that something bad could happen when you're there.
yeah, and like I said, we know this is a sports show, but there's certain things that had to be addressed because it's all St. Louis connected. You know what I'm saying? And we just hoping that something changes because we want people to be able to feel welcome. We want business to feel welcome coming into St. Louis and knowing that you're going to be taken care of. We want free agents, big time players to be like, oh man, St. Louis is dope. I would love to be there, and not, oh yeah, I've been hearing about what's going on there. They don't treat people right. They don't do this, whatever. We don't want to keep on having that same issue, what I'm saying, as years go by. But, things have to change. People have to change. We have to have better, leadership boldness to come out and say, you know what, it's time to change the narrative and make St. Louis a better place and really revitalize the area. But yeah, like I said, worry about the cars. Like for instance, I had a DJ gig back in, I think it was October,
Mm-hmm.
at the On God Hotel. It's downtown by the Fox Theater, and amazing event. They have their own parking lot, the whole nine, right? Just found out 2 days ago, that same venue, that 21 cars were vandalized at that same exact parking lot. 21 vehicles. Don't you know how much that can kill a business? And they be like, you know what? We're gonna take our stuff elsewhere. You
Mm-hmm.
know, that's not attractive for up and coming businesses to want to be here. They see that and be like, no, why should I even take my business downtown? I want to be part of the change, but I can't be part of the change if I keep getting hit up every time. Like it's another restaurant off of Delmar. It's called Beyond Sweet. They got hit up, vandalized about 3-4 times in like a span of 2 months, all just because people just want to be ignorant. It's like it has to be some better, stricter enforcement going on, but people just have to feel safe. And going to a baseball game or even going to Bar Park Village or anything around the area, which I also want to say this too. Bill DeWitt, Cardinals management, something has to be done better because you're 95% of the reason why people are going downtown between Busch Stadium and Bar Park Village. You're attracting so many people to come downtown. Why isn't there a better partnership to make sure that there's enough security enforcers going on all around downtown area? Because people are going downtown. Same thing with the Blues. Same thing with eventually the Battlehawks or CDSC. Where is the collaboration effort to make the whole area safer for anyone to want to come downtown? For businesses, for patrons, something has to change. There needs to be a better organization, a collaborative effort to make the area safe. Because there's no way people have to leave a World Series game. Let's say the Cardinals did go to the World Series. They shouldn't have to leave a World Series game excited, have the best moment of their life to come outside, to come out to their car and get robbed, or worse, get shot. You know what I'm saying? That fear should be gone. When I was in Houston with the wifey, or going out, when I'm out in, I know it's a whole different country, but going to the Dominican Republic or going to whatever else, I wasn't looking around my back like, you know what I'm saying, as much like, oh, well, I know if I come here. No, you felt peace. And that matters to people, especially people who, got money and want to come downtown. They want to feel peace.
Or like other fan bases, coming into your city. And, I always see a lot of people say that Busch Stadium is one of their favorite stadiums to visit, away from their home team. But, if you keep just seeing on the news that bad things are happening, then you're not just losing us because we don't want to watch a team that doesn't win. You're losing people that, are coming from out of town trying to spread, good things about your city and your stadium. And bad things happen and then they're not going to want to come back. So yeah, it's definitely something, and it's getting worse, feels like every year. And obviously, you know, being a mom makes it, worse because, you're just, yeah, you're scared for yourself, but then you have to be scared because you're going to do everything you can to protect your child. And so it's just, yeah, it's spooky times. I know it's not just St. Louis, it's a lot of places, and it's not even just the city. We get those green alerts around about out here as well. It's everywhere, which sucks. But yeah, if you want to get out of the house and spend the little bit of money that you were able to save up to go watch a game, then you should feel good about it, not terrified.
Exactly. So let's get right down to our very last topic this weekend. NBA All-Star Weekend goes down, and there's a lot going on, of course, from Friday night to the main game on Sunday, and we're going to go ahead and break this down a little bit and show y'all what to look forward to. Of course, you got the Celebrity All-Star game. That's going to be pretty funny. But let's get down to you got the rookie game going on, which the rookie versus sophomore game really is a big important game this year because the winner of the Rising Stars game, rookie sophomore, which is a mix. So it's not like rookies versus sophomores. It's going to be a mixture of rookies and sophomores on like 4 different teams, and they have like a tournament style where team A and team B face each other, team C and T and then D, the winners face off at the end to win the Rising Stars Championship. And the winner of the Rising Stars Championship goes on to play on Sunday, and now it's playing that very soon. But before that, Saturday night, we have All-Star Weekend, and this is the Skills Challenge, something that's been going on for a few years. I like how they've been doing this. It's been exciting to me. And this year, once again, the game is in San Francisco, home of the Warriors. So you have the participants: Team Cavs, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley; Team Spurs, Chris Paul, Victor Wembanyama; Team Warriors, Draymond Green, Moses Moody; and Team Rooks, which is the rookies, Zachary Researcher and Alex Soar. So you have the Skills Challenge there. That should be pretty exciting. Look forward to that. Now, up next, we have the dunk contest. Now, this has been the most questioned event over the last couple of years because a lot of people are saying it has not been exciting. There has been one person that has made it exciting, but the problem is he's not in the NBA. He's in the G League, and that's Mac McClung. He is back, and he will go for a three-peat. Will he do what the Chiefs could not do? And that's 3 in a row. He's facing off against Andre Jackson Jr. from the Bucks, Matas Buzelis from the Bulls, and Stephon Castle. Now, I will say, Stephon Castle and Andre Jackson Jr., they do have some ups. Now, the biggest issue with the dunk contest, Joe, has been there has not been a marquee guy in the dunk contest in a long time.
I was gonna say I don't know who any of these guys are.
Exactly. That's the issue, is that you don't have the best of the best. Back in the day, you had Jordan, Dominique Wilkins, you had the Vince Carters, you even had Kobe Bryant for a year. You used to have the top players in the game actually being a part of the dunk contest. And these top players are not doing it. And I do have to say, and you know how much I love this guy, but I think LeBron James is the reason why a lot of the top players are not in the dunk contest, because he never did it. And future stars who start coming in, like the Zion Williamsons and Ja Morant and Jason Tatum and whoever else who have ups that can dunk, they see LeBron and like, well, if he ain't doing it, well, hell, why should I? You know what I'm saying? It's like the pressure is not on the top players in basketball who the fans want to see to be in the dunk contest, because one thing gonna say, no, they don't want to get injured, which I understand. I got injured, trying to, do it. I get it, but they're much younger and much more in shape, and they should be able
flexible and stuff. Yeah.
And they ain't trying to relive their younger years. You know what I'm saying? But that's the biggest issue. And a lot of people are saying that the dunk contest should not be a part of the All-Star Weekend anymore. It should be just taken out. We shall see. Once again, Andre Jackson Jr. and Stephon Castle, they both have some ups. I just hope that they bring it. But this is now the main event coming up, which is the 3-point shootout. This is the main event. This is where you do see a lot of top stars. Jalen Brunson, Cade Cunningham, Darius Garland, Tyler Hero, Buddy Hield, Cam Johnson, Damian Lillard, who won last year, and Norman Powell. So that's the 3-point competition. I think it should be pretty good. Normally, once again, three-back contest, it's always pretty good. It doesn't even matter if it's big time stars or not. But once again, a lot of the big time stars normally show up and play. Like Klay Thompson was in a couple years ago. Miss Dub says I can understand LeBron not wanting to do it now. Right? It's now 40 years old, of course not. But when he was, you're right, exactly. Why she don't understand why he didn't do it years ago. So when he was in his teens or in his 20s, he had plenty of time to do that, and he didn't do it. And like I said, the stars saw that and like, well, if he ain't doing it in his prime or before prime, why should I do it? But anyway, 3-point contest, you do see more of the stars. You do see more of the shooters actually participating in the competition. So this is going to be the show. Back then, it was a dunk contest. That was the main show. That was the main event on Saturday night. But 3-point contest is clearly the best one. So that's what to look forward to. Now, going back to what I said about the Rising Stars. Here we go. So this is the new layout for the All-Star game. Usually used to be 4 quarters, used to be East versus West, or they used to have the draft. Now what they did, and I believe the Man Cave talked about this a while back too, but now we'll have 4 different teams. You'll have semifinal matchup 1, semifinal 1. Then you have the winner of semifinal 2. As you see on the screen, you have Charles Barkley's team, Chuck's Global Stars, which is a lot of players that are a lot of global stars, like from different countries on the team. Then you have Kenny Smith's squad, a lot of young, up-and-coming guys on his team. Shaquille O'Neal has the Shaq's OGs, a lot of guys who have been in the league for years. Got Steph Curry, Durant, Kyrie, LeBron James, Lillard on the team. And then you have on the bottom, Candace Rising Stars, Candace Parker's Rising Stars, which is once again the champions of the Rising Star game that goes on this Friday, where you have a mixture of the rookies and the second year players, sophomores, facing off against each other, and the winner of that tournament will play on Sunday. So that's going to be the matchups. And it's going to be the first time everybody doing this, because the biggest issue in the past, Joe, has been that the players don't really play all out in the All-Star game, and it makes the game not that much fun to watch. Mm-hmm. And I mean, like back then, last week I was watching All-Star games from like maybe 2008, 2009, when LeBron was just getting to the league, Kobe was playing. And those games were competitive until maybe the fourth quarter, when maybe, okay, well, now it's kind of got a blowout. Now let's play around. But now these games have started out as everyone just playing around. They don't take it seriously. And the league wants to change that, because they don't want this to just be a joke anymore, or just, we know it's a glorified exhibition, but we want to give the people who's paying their hard-earned money a reason to enjoy the game. And that's what they're hoping with this will be. So we'll see what happens. I hope that it's a good competitive event this coming weekend. And for the first time ever, it was just announced that Kevin Hart will be the first ever NBA All-Star Game MC. So throughout every game, he's going to be talking his stuff while the game is going on. So everyone here, and he'll be going back and forth with players, talking about players. We know how Kevin Hart is. It's the first time it's going down, and that's what I love about what Adam Silver brings to the NBA, is that he's so innovative, and he wants to just continue to find ways to attract people, to enhance the brand. And hopefully this will allow players to, just ball out and give the fans a great show. Don't just show up and let's say you a big man who normally don't shoot 3-pointers. Don't go into the All-Star game, all of a sudden you want to shoot 3-pointers, knowing that ain't your game. You know what I'm saying? Let's see some competitiveness, and let's have a good time. And Kevin Hart is going to be the first ever NBA All-Star Game MC. So you pretty much saw the layout, Joe, Are you interested in seeing what's going to go down this weekend with the NBA All-Star Weekend?
I mean, I don't think I've ever actually watched an NBA All-Star Weekend, event.
Go.
I know I like see stuff on X and other social media just because like the ads and whatnot, and I do follow some NBA teams on social media, so that's how I usually see it. I do see people say like, oh, this was boring because of this and that, like you mentioned with the dunk contest these days. It's not like it used to be back in the 90s and whatnot. But I don't know. I mean, if we're not doing anything, I could put it on. we, we were watching the Celtics game before I came down here, so there's been a lot more basketball, NBA basketball on in the Bovacani house lately, mainly because of Underdog, but we're paying attention a little bit more. When you showed the 3-point contest layout, I knew like 4 of those guys. So my knowledge is getting better when it comes to the NBA. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like the hockey All-Star game, though. Like the All-Star game itself for hockey, it's not that fun to watch because it's the scores usually 12-10 or something, and
Mhm.
guys kind of just give up at a certain point. So um, but you know what? I like Kevin Hart though, so maybe we'll check it out.
Yep, there we go. So
Get
you
some
like,
laps in.
yeah, and like I said, I look forward to it. I do enjoy Mac McClung. He has definitely everything he's done has been amazing. It just everyone else hasn't brought it like him.
And you
Uh,
said he's like in the minors or something, or
yeah, he's playing for the Orlando Magic's G League team. That's the last that I heard. So he has been in the NBA, but I don't think he played an actual NBA minute.
yeah,
Uh, he's been like on the cusp, but he's definitely been holding things down in the G League and of course in the NBA All Star Weekend. Which, if you're an NBA player and you're in the dunk contest, or even just the NBA player, it has to go back to personal pride. Like you can't have no G League player winning our professional
yeah.
NBA All Star dunk competition. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, Zion. Now I know Zion always hurt, but like he
Mhm.
would be someone that would be great for the dunk contest. Even John Morant. Um, but and like I said, we have to find a way to get these stars to be a part of the dunk contest again, because that is what's going to bring the attention to what used to be a main event competition. Once again, used to have the best of the best, Dr. J and Dominique Wilkins and Jordan. Like I said, guys like that. Vince Carter, Kobe, even Jason Richardson. He was, you probably don't know who that is, but he was an incredible leaper who, people knew, okay, he could dunk. You know what I'm saying? Look, watch out for this show. The Spud Webb, he was like what, 5'4". He knew how to dunk. So, people just want to see stars go out there and show why they are as great as they are. So
Yeah, I
hopefully,
mean, that's
hope,
like with the NHL skills competition. Obviously, we're not having it this year because they're doing the Four Nations thing, which those teams are unbelievably stacked. But with the skills competition, you want to see the McDavids out there. You want to see the Matthews and whatnot. So for any sport, you want to see the biggest stars in these, at least in the competitions. The games can go every which way. I feel like the MLB All Star Game itself is probably the most competitive all around and easier to watch the entire thing because of that. But the home run derby, even in years past, there's been we haven't seen Aaron Judge, I don't think, since 2017 or 2018 maybe it was, and Stanton same thing when they were in Miami. I can't remember what year that was. Like you want to see that guy. You want to see Shohei Ohtani in the home run derby. Haven't seen him since it was in Colorado. Like last year we had Alec Boehm. Nothing against Alec Boehm. He put on a good show, but he's not someone I think of going to see in a home run derby. I want to see those guys that are out there that are hitting 40, 50 homers every year. So, just sports wide, I think they could do better, at least with the competition, with the skills competition stuff. because I feel like a lot of people just kind of just, scratch off the games itself because they're probably not going to be that great. I think more people go to see the skills competitions, and so if they could at least have the stars there for that, then that'd be nice.
Yep. And with that being said, that is our show. Hope y'all have enjoyed another edition of your Wednesday night Sports Delight. Make sure y'all once again give us a follow everywhere on social media. We are on Facebook, the Platform Sports Talk Show. We on the X at 314 Sports Talk, Instagram at Platform Sports Talk. Go on YouTube, Joe, subscribe and click on that
Bell,
because anytime we go live,
y'all will be notified.
also, we are on Hot 365 Radio, where it is always hot. Speaking of hot, checking out Lil Wayne and the Hot Boys coming up here in the Lou. That should be fun to check out as well. Hopefully, we'll be safe out there. But going back to Hot 365 Radio, just go to the app on iOS or Android Play Store and just put in Hot 365 Radio. Also, check out the replay that goes down on, each and every Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. And he also have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Hot365 Radio. We also have Ladies Night every first Wednesday of the month. Have the Man Cave every last Wednesday. And then the non-sports talk show, Smoooth Conversations. Check it out. Subscribe. Click on that bell as well. It is your Wednesday night Sports Light, the Platform Sports Talk Show. Check us out next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Once again, our condolences, prayers up to Bunny and her family as she lost her grandmother. Praying also for Mario. He's going through some personal issues. Hopefully he'll be back next week. And Sadal, get that internet going back at your spot. Hopefully that gets corrected and you back on so we can have you on and get your take in regards to the Super Bowl and the upcoming UFL season, which will be underway as well, just like spring training is now. So your boy Smoooth along with
Joe.
And you all have a great, and I mean great, rest of your evening and week. Stay tuned.
What you have just experienced was brought to you by Smoooth Productions. Until next time, stay tuned and stay smooth.